cash a meal. And do it through the pain, I don't need a pain. And life gon' get me down, but it won't break my will. Cause I've been chasing this so long, I can't give up. I won't give in, been through too much. I done prayed for the money, I done prayed for the fame. I done prayed that I will make a sacrifice and play this game. I done prayed that my life would never be the same. I done prayed that I will make it bring glory to my name.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the NFL Coverage. Today, this podcast is brought to you by Final Form Supplements. Here I got my protein powder that I've been taking. Protein powder, we got all kinds of things that are good for getting the gains. We got BCAAs, we got creatine, of course. So go to finalformsubs.com. That's SUPPS. Finalformsubs.com. Use promo code CoachStrib, all caps, no space, to get 10% off your order. All right. So we got some things to go over. Again, I'm going to try to make these a little bit shorter, try to keep them at under 20 minutes. So I'm just going to roll through real quick, go over some of the standings and leaders in the different categories, and then go over what we're looking forward to on Week 14. So first off, Dallas Cowboys barely beat the Seahawks. Dak Prescott did look good individually, but the defense for the Dallas Cowboys had a rough game. They gave up 35 points, but Dallas gets the dub 41-35. Broncos, Texans, great game. Great game. Texans end up getting it done. The Broncos actually had a chance to take the lead and win the game there late in the fourth. But what's his name? Russell Wilson threw a interception in the end zone. And it was a pretty much a 50-50 jump ball, and the defender ended up just grabbing it. It was really close to being a touchdown, but the defender got up under, I believe it was a tight end, and snagged the ball. So Broncos, Houston snaps Broncos 5-game win streak, but the Broncos, they're looking better. They're 6-6, and I believe they are in the hunt in terms of being in the playoffs. Next, we have Patriots, Chargers, boring game. It's 6-0. And I'm pretty sure there were no touchdowns. It was all field goals. Yeah, no touchdowns. It was all field goals. So it was it just wasn't good. Patriots, it's not looking good for the Patriots at all. They moved to 2-10. I believe this is the worst season Bill Belichick has ever had as a head coach. Next, we got Lions, Saints. Lions take the dub over the Saints. Close game there towards the end, 33-28. Cardinals take the dub over the Steelers. 24-10, I believe Kenny Pickett got injured and had to leave the game, and Matt Trubisky came in to finish out for the Steelers. Falcons, Jets. Falcons win 13-8. Of course, the Jets are still trying to figure it out from the quarterback standpoint. They're talking about potentially starting Zach Wilson again this next game, so we'll see what they do there at the quarterback position. But their defense still looking good. They only held the the Falcons to 13 points. Next, great game, Colts Titans. Titans take the L there in OT, but Derrick Henry looks like the old school Derrick Henry there. He had 102 yards on 21 carries. Only the fourth game he has over 20 carries, which is what I've been talking about. Is the problem for the Tennessee Titans. They don't give him the ball. He needs to be having 20 to 25 carries. I think he should be in the 30 carry area, but I don't think their offensive line is as good as it's been in the past. I don't know if they have the offensive line for 30 touches, but at least 20 touches. Give him 20, 25 in that range. And I also believe D-Hop also had a good game as well, if I remember correctly. Yes, he had a touchdown on 75 yards, 5 catches. All right, and then Will Levis played well, 224 yards, 1 passing touchdown, no interceptions. But the Colts are the ones that end up getting the dub there at the end in overtime. Miami Commanders 45-15, nothing surprising there. Bucks and Panthers. Bucks get the dub there, 21-18. Bucks move to 5-7. Panthers are 1-11. And I'm excited because I'm a big Mike Evans fan. And Mike Evans with this game surpassed the 1,000 receiving yard mark. So he holds the NFL record with 10 consecutive 1,000 yard receiving seasons and 10 consecutive years. And he's been in the league 10 years. It's 10 years. So he's never had less than 1,000 receiving yards in his career, which I hope he keeps up that streak as long as he continues to play. But yes, he was tied with Jerry Rice this year, 9 consecutive I don't. Yeah, 9 consecutive. Jerry Rice played well over 9 years, but he obviously didn't have all his seasons at 1,000 receiving yards. But I hope Mike Evans plays 15, 16 years and has 1,000 yards each season. That'd be crazy. Moving on, Browns Rams. Surprise! Rams take the dub, pretty dominant dub there, 36-10. I believe. Let me see. The Rams received 3 touchdowns there from Kupp, Robinson, and Nauka. Wait, how you say Puka Naku? I don't know how to say his name. Puka is his first name. Anyway, he had over 100 yards there receiving. Well, Eagles, 49ers, game of the week. 49ers take a dominant dub over the Eagles, 42-19. Christian McCaffrey looked fantastic. Kittle looked fantastic. That boy, Deebo Samuel, is a monster and is a problem on that field. I do think the Eagles are going to shake back. They play Dallas next. So the shape up for the NFC is actually going to be very interesting, because if Eagles lose against Dallas, then I believe Dallas and 49ers are going to be fighting for the 1 spot, and Eagles could move down to the 3rd spot. So we'll see. I do think the Eagles are going to shake back. Jalen Hurts finds a way to win. They just couldn't get it done that game. Chiefs-Packers. Packers actually get the dub. Jordan Love looked good. 27-19. Chiefs take that loss. And Monday night, Jacksonville Jaguars and the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati Bengals get the dub with their backup quarterback in. And it was a good game. They went into overtime, but the Bengals get it done 34-31. Bye weeks, you had Baltimore, Bills, Chicago, Raiders, Minnesota, and the New York Jets. Moving on, what we're looking forward to next week, we got Pittsburgh and Patriots. I'm going to take Pittsburgh on that one. I think they'll get the dub just because the Patriots are just struggling from an offensive standpoint. Saints, Panthers, obviously we'll take Saints on that. Panthers only have 1 win on the season. Ravens, Rams. Then we got Colts, Bengals, Jacksonville Jaguars, and Browns. That might be my game of the week. We'll see. Then we got Detroit Bears, Bucks Falcons, Houston Jets, Seahawks 49ers. Then we got Vikings, Raiders. Then we got Bills, Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers, Eagles, Dallas. And then we got a doubleheader on Monday night. We got the Packers, Giants, and we got the Tennessee Titans and the Miami Dolphins. Bye week, we have Arizona and the Washington Commanders. My game of the week is probably going to be Eagles, Dallas, of course. And my runner-up for game of the week is going to be the... Where was it at? Who did I say? I think Jacksonville Jaguars Browns is probably going to be my runner-up game of the week. I want to see how the Jacksonville Jaguars offense plays against the #1 defense in the NFL. And that's what I'm going to be looking forward to there. And I'll go over some quick leaders. We're going to go over the passing leaders for the NFL round. CJ Stroud has surpassed Howell and Tua Tagovailoa to take the #1 spot in passing yards, 3,500 plus. And then we have Howell second, Tua Tagovailoa, Jared Goff, and then Dak Prescott are your top 5 in passing yards. Passing touchdowns is going to be Dak Prescott at 26. Then we got Tua, Josh Allen, Purdy, and Mahomes. And by the way, Purdy is playing fantastic. He has the highest odds to win the MVP, but I believe he's ranked second on NFL.com in the likelihood to win. He's second behind Dak Prescott. But they're also taking into account the odds are for right now, and I think the NFL.com is taking into account based on how the season will finish out, who they think will win. The Dak is #1 in terms of how the season is going to play out. And the odds as of right now is Brock Purdy sitting at #1. Receiving yards, clear cut ahead of everybody else. No surprise there. Tyreek Hill at 1,400. You got CeeDee Lamb, Keenan Allen, A.J. Brown, Jamar Chase. Receiving touchdowns, Tyreek Hill again. Then you got Mike Evans at 10. Tyreek Hill is 12. Mike Evans at 10. Cortland Sutton for the Broncos at 9. Stephon Diggs and Dale, who plays for Houston. Rushing yards, we got Christian McCaffrey at #1. Surprisingly, Derrick Henry is at #2, even though he has not been being utilized the proper way by the Titans, but yet he's sitting there second in rushing yards. He is 200 yards behind, just about 200 yards behind Christian McCaffrey, but he's sitting there at 2, which is surprising to me. He should break 1,000 yards this season, but we'll see how the Titans do later on in the season. Then you got Mostert for the Miami Dolphins, DeAndre Swift, and Pacquiao. I believe is how you say his name, for the Kansas City Chiefs. Rushing touchdowns, Mostert's at 14. You got Christian McCaffrey. Jalen Hurts is actually at 12. Quarterback. Then you have Montgomery and Edwards. Interceptions. Bland for the Dallas Cowboys. He has 8 interceptions. 5 of those 8 were pick sixes. And we're not going to go over tackles and sacks. So I guess we'll go over that because those are the only 2 we have left. Tackles is actually from the Jacksonville Jaguars. We have Olukun, I believe is how you say his name. Then Franklin, Wagner, Smith, and Edwards. The leader is 131. And sacks is Khalil Mack at 15. TJ Watt. Then you have Josh Allen, not the quarterback, but a defensive line or a linebacker for the Jacksonville Jaguars. His name's also Josh Allen. Then you have D. Hunter, and then you have Myles Garrett there at 13. Those are going to be our leaders. Now, I do want to go over some standings now that we're starting to wind down to the we're getting close to the fourth quarter of the NFL. Right now, we're going to go AFC. So here's the division leaders. We got the Miami Dolphins of the AFC East. Then you have AFC North, which is the Ravens. AFC South, Jaguars. In the AFC West, we have Kansas City Chiefs. Those are our 4 leaders in those divisions. In the NFC, we have Eagles right now. Eagles are still 1 in theirs. They play Dallas. They play Dallas tomorrow, so they'll be tied because they'll split 1-1 there. But I do think Eagles will take that dub. So Eagles for NFC East. NFC North, you have Detroit. NFC South, Falcons, which is a tough division. As tough as in not very good division. And then the NFC West is the San Francisco 49ers. Wild cards, we have AFC wild cards right now. You have Pittsburgh Steelers, Cleveland Browns, and the Colts. The NFC wild cards, you have Dallas Cowboys, Minnesota Vikings, and the Green Bay Packers. And that's how it's shaping up to look as we head closer to the playoffs, even though we still have a few weeks left. We're coming up on week 13. There are 17 games, so on and so forth. So we're about a month out from the playoffs. But that's going to do it for this episode of the NFL Coverage. I hope you guys are liking this series. I'm sure enjoying it. If you like it, go ahead and subscribe if you're watching for the first time. If you're already subscribed, go ahead and share this with your friends or like and comment and let me know what you guys think about your favorite teams and all that good stuff. We'll catch you guys next week.
My destiny, I'm gonna chase my dreams. My life has